Hello everyone, I am Professor Sharda Katke from AG Patil Institute of Technology, Solapur. I am here to deliver a lecture on network analysis. Today we will see the basic things which are required to analyze the network. Electric circuits are classified into two categories, that is series circuits and parallel circuits. A circuit is said to be a series circuit if all the components are connected in series with a voltage source. If we find the current flowing through each component, then it is observed that the current flowing through each component is same. And if we find the voltage across the whole circuit, it is observed that the whole voltage across the series circuit is equal to the addition of voltages across R1, R2 and R3. Means voltage across the whole circuit is equal to the sum of individual voltages across the components. Circuit is said to be parallel circuit if all the components are connected in parallel with a voltage source. Here what will happen? The current is divided into the parallel paths. Therefore, the total current, if the total current is I, then the current is divided into the parts that like I1, I2 and I3. Therefore, the total current is the addition of all these currents. If we find the voltage across the parallel circuit, it is observed that the voltage across parallel circuit is same. Means voltage across first component is equal to voltage across second component is equal to voltage across third component. Voltage across the parallel circuit is same. Resistor is an important element which can be used in any of the electric circuit. It can be connected either in series or in parallel. For that purpose, we can take more than two resistors. If we connect three resistors in series, the equivalent resistance R total is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. Means the equivalent resistance is the addition of all resistances if we connect them in series. If we connect three resistances in parallel, the equivalent resistance can be calculated by using the formula 1 upon R total is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. This is an example in which two resistances are connected in parallel, and how to find out the R equivalent. R equivalent can be found out by using the formula R total is equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. It can be summarized that if the resistances are connected in series, then the R equivalent can be found out by using the formula R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on. If the resistances are connected in parallel, then the value of equivalent resistance can be found out by using the formula 1 upon R is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 and so on. In network analysis, we need to find the current flowing through each and every branch of the circuit which are connected either in series or in parallel circuits. It is a series circuit in which three resistances are connected in series with a DC source. Along with that, it has a one switch. If the circuit is energized by using the DC source and if the switch is closed, the current starts flowing in the circuit. The total current flowing in the circuit is I. The same current flowing through each and every resistances which are connected in the circuit, because the resistors which are connected in the circuit it is in a series manner. Therefore, the total current I is equal to I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I3. It means that the same current flows through the all resistances. This is an example of a series circuit in which three lamps are connected in series with a battery source. If one of the lamp is removed, then what will happen? Then the circuit will not be closed. If circuit will not be closed, then the current cannot flow through the circuit. Therefore, if one of the lamp is removed, then other two lamps will not get energy. Therefore, they may get turned off. This is an important task I want to give all of you. What should be the lighting connection in our house? Whether the lighting should be connected in series or in parallel, and why? Now we'll see how the current can be flow in parallel circuit. This is a circuit diagram which includes three resistances R1, R2, R3 which are connected in parallel with a DC source along with a switch. When the circuit is energized by the DC source and the switch is closed, the current generated because of this DC source flows through the circuit because the circuit will become closed. Now this total current generated by the DC source will be divided into three parts because there are three resistances. Therefore, these three currents are I1, I2, I3 and the total current flowing through the circuit is equivalent to the addition of all these three currents. This is an example of current flowing in a parallel circuit. Here, three bulbs are connected in parallel with a DC source. If one of the bulb is removed, then what will happen? That part only will be open. Otherwise, remaining circuit will be closed. Therefore, other two bulbs will remain on even though one of the bulb is off. Now we will see why the circuit is said to be a short circuit. Here a simple circuit is given in which a bulb is connected across a battery. When a circuit is energized by the source, then the bulb will turn on. If a copper wire is connected in between the bulb and battery, then what will happen? As copper is a good conductor, then whatever the current generated by the DC source, that whole current will flow through this copper wire and the current will not reach to the bulb. Therefore, this bulb will remain off and the whole current generated by the battery will flow through the short circuited path which is AB. Therefore, the current flows through the path battery B and A. Therefore, it is called as short circuit path. Now we can summarize the series circuit and parallel circuit like a series circuit has only one path for the current to flow. Therefore, the current is same throughout the circuit. Whereas in parallel circuit, the paths are more than one. Therefore, the current is divided. In previous lecture, we have seen how to find resistances in series and parallel circuit as well as how to find current in series and parallel circuit. In this lecture, we will see how to find the potential difference in series and parallel circuit. In the given circuit diagram, three components L1, L2 and L3 are connected in series with a battery. When switch is closed and circuit is energized by the DC source, whatever the current generated by the DC source, that current will flow through the circuit. Therefore, the current remains same in the circuit. But what about the voltages? See, if you see the circuit diagram, it is observed that voltmeter V2, V3 and V4 are connected across the components L1, L2 and L3. And the overall potential difference across the series circuit will be the addition of V2, V3 and V4. Therefore, it is concluded that the sum of the potential difference across individual components in a series circuit is equal to the potential difference across the whole circuit. The components with the largest resistance has the highest potential difference across it because according to Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. This is a circuit diagram of parallel circuit in which components L1 and L2 are connected in parallel with a battery. When the switch is closed and circuit is energized by the DC source, whatever the current generated by the DC source, that current will be divided into two parts as shown in the circuit diagram, that will be I1 and I2. But what about the voltage across these two components? The voltage remains same because the circuit is connected in parallel. Therefore, the potential difference across all the components in a parallel circuit remains same. And the sum of the potential difference across individual component in a series circuit is equal to the potential difference across the whole circuit. Here we will see some examples. Here in one example, a voltage of 4 volt is supplied to two resistors of 6 ohm and 2 ohm connected in series. Then calculate the combined resistance, the current flowing and the potential difference across 6 ohm resistance. If you see the circuit diagram, here two resistances are connected in series, that is 6 ohm and 2 ohm. Therefore, the combined resistance will be 6 ohm plus 2 ohm is 8 ohm. That will be our answer. Okay, then the current flowing through the circuit can be find out by using Ohm's law, that is I is equal to V divided by R. Voltage source is already given, that is 4 volt, and the equivalent resistance of the series circuit is 8 ohm. Therefore 4 divided by 8 will be 0.5 ampere. Therefore 0.5 ampere current will flow through the circuit. Then one more thing that they have asked to find out, that is the potential difference across 6 ohm resistance. The potential difference across 6 ohm resistance can be find out by using either voltage divider rule or by simple rule, because there are only two components. Now the voltage across 6 ohm resistance can be find out by using Ohm's law, that is V is equal to I into R. Now we know I, the value of current flowing through the circuit is 0.5 ampere and the value of resistance will be 6 ohm. Therefore according to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. The voltage across 6 ohm resistance will be 3 volt. Here in one more example, a voltage of 12 volt is supplied to two resistors of 3 ohm and 6 ohm connected in parallel. Then they have told to calculate the combined resistances, the current flowing in the main circuit and the current in 3 ohm resistances. If you see the circuit diagram, 12 volt battery is connected in parallel with 6 ohm and 3 ohm resistances, means the circuit is in parallel position. Okay, therefore the equivalent resistance or combined resistance will be the parallel combination of 6 ohm and 3 ohm. The parallel combination of 6 ohm and 3 ohm can be calculated by using the formula R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Therefore the equivalent resistance of the parallel circuit will be 2 ohm. Then the current flowing in the main circuit. Now how to find the current flowing in the main circuit? The current in the main circuit can be calculated by using Ohm's law, that is V is equal to I into R. Now we know the value of equivalent resistance. We know the value of voltage. Now easily we can find out the current flowing through the circuit. I is equal to V divided by R. That is 12 divided by 2, that is 6 ampere. Therefore 6 ampere current will flow through the whole circuit. Now the current in the 3 ohm resistance. The current in the 3 ohm resistance can be find out by using the formula V divided by R. That is voltage across the circuit is 12 volt divided by the resistance 3 ohm. Therefore, the current flowing through 3 ohm resistance will be 4 ampere. In third example, the battery in the circuit illustrated has an EMF of 16 volt and negligible internal resistances. Calculate the combined resistance and the current flowing through the 8 ohm resistance. If you see the circuit diagram, there are three resistances R1, R2 and R3. Resistances R1 and R2 are connected in parallel and this parallel combination is connected in series with R3. Therefore, the equivalent resistance of the circuit will be 20 ohm. Now, the current flowing through 8 ohm resistance can be calculated by using Ohm's law, that is V is equal to I into R. We know the value of V, that is 16 volt. We know the value of equivalent resistance R, that is 20 ohm. Therefore easily we can calculate the value of current I is equal to 16 divided by 20, that is 0.8 ampere. Hence the current flowing through the 8 ohm resistance will be 0.8 ampere.